Hello developers, in this video we are going to create this login view. First of all, we will talk about SF symbols. What is SF symbol? SF symbols are provided by Apple in which you can use 100 of icons from the SF symbols itself. So it will provide you 100 of icons that you can use freely. How can we install SF symbols? So first of all, go to Google and write SF symbols. So as you can see, the first link, you can click on that link and go to resources and just download these symbols. So this is a DMG file, so you have to install this, and after installation please open SF symbols. So here you can see there are plenty of icons you can use in your application. So there are various type of icons Apple provided by default so that you can use these icons in your application. Now we are going to use this back button in your image from SF symbol. Click on search and find back. So as you can see, you can find various types of back buttons. For this project, we are going to use this one, arrow.uturn.backward. Let's start with the UI. First of all, see the UI. How can you create this UI? So the SwiftUI is basically depend upon stacks. You have worked on the stacks also, right? There are some horizontal stacks and the V stacks. So as you can see, all the back button, the label, it's basically in the vertically aligned. So first of all, we will take a V stack. The child would be the back button. Let's sign you in text and welcome back text, and you can see a text field that is enter your mobile number, then a proceed button. Okay, so first of all, what we do, we will write here V stack. Okay, so this is our V stack because all these elements are in the V stack. We will take a image, and for taking the advantage of SF symbols, you will write system name, and the system name as I am using this one, okay, that is arrow.uturn.backward. So I will just write the name of this button, arrow.uturn.backward. So as you can see, I just get the back button in the center. So what is the first question? Why this icon come as a center? You can see when I put any child in the V stack, the natural behavior is that all these child will come to the center. Now I have to push this image to top of the screen. What I will do, I just write spacer. What will spacer do? So the spacer can be used in VStack and HStack also. Now here we are using a VStack. So what will it do? It will just when I write spacer to the bottom of the child, it will push the view to the top, right? For example, I just write just above the child, right? Then what will it do? It will just push this child to the bottom of the screen, right? So in our scenario, we just use it here, right? Okay, so now the second thing is we have to use a text that will say let's sign you in. Okay, so as you can see, I'm using spacer here, so I just use text here. So as you can see, I'm just writing let's sign you in. So I have to give some font that are using in our custom fonts, right? So I'm just write modifier, the font and the name of the font. The name of the font is bold, and the size will be 21. Okay, so this is the let's sign you in. So as you can see, some padding between let's sign you in and bottom. So what I'm going to do, I'm just padding from bottom. Okay, so I just get the bottom padding from the bottom also, right? Then I have to use a text welcome back line breaker. Then you have to write you have been missed. Okay, I have to use a custom font. Just write modifier, and we have to use the fonts. The name of the font, we have to use is medium, and we have to use 20. Okay, so we get the we will back. So now I want some padding from bottom. So now I have to use a text field. As you can see, the text field contains a country code also. So as you can see, there are two views. First is text that contains the country code, and the another one is text field. So now you can see these styles are horizontally aligned. I'm going to use step. Okay. Now the text and the country code, and the country code is +91, and now I am using text field. So the text field will provide you a placeholder, and we are going to give a placeholder, enter your mobile number. Okay. And the binding, as you can see, we in the earlier videos we have learned about state, combine, and observable objects. If you want to learn about these terms, you can just click on the info button at the top of the screen. So as we are using MVVM here, so what we have to do, first of all, we will go to the login view model, right? So first of all, this is our login view model. All the things will be here. So what I am doing, I'm just clearing all the things. First of all, as you can see, our text field will take a mobile number. All the calculations we have to do in the view model parts. First of all, we have to check the length of the mobile number, and we have to check for the correct mobile number, right? So what we do, we will use @published where mobile number, that would be string type. Now I have to use this login view model. As I told you that I have to use a login model, so I will do here login model, and we will write login view model. Now we have to give login view model dot mobile number. I just click on resume. Okay, fine. Now you can see a divider here. So what I am going to do, I am just write a divider which will provide us a line here. Okay. As you can see, these let you sign in and the back button are left aligned. VStack have a property of alignment. So what you do, the alignment would be leading. Okay. Now as you can see, it goes to left. Now you have to give a padding from left, right? So what I am going to do, I give the VStack to the padding to left, so that all the child get the padding from left. So I am going to write padding. I just give leading, and I will give the 16. By default the value is 16, so it will give the padding from left. And I just want a padding from bottom. Now I have to use, I have to make a proceed button, right? So what I do, I just write text and proceed. Now I have to give the padding from all the corners, so I just write dot padding. Now I have to give the background color to the black. So what I do, I just write dot background color. The background color should be color dot black. Text color also becomes black, so it is not visible. So I am just going to do it as white color. So I'm just write foreground color, and it should be white. Okay. Now also there is a corner radius. So what I'm going to do, I just write corner radius, and it should be 4. You can see it have a corner radius of 4. Now I have to use some modifier also, so that it's a modifier. I just use custom fonts. Font name should be bold, and the value should be 16. Now the question is that because the alignment is leading, right? Now all the childs have the alignment to the left. Now the question is, I have to use this proceed button to the center. So what can I do? I just use a at stack. I just put this thing in at stack. Now nothing happens. So now the spacer will help us. It will push the child to left or right. If I use spacer in the left, so what the spacer will do, it will just push the child to the right corner. Now I do like this. I just use spacer here. So what will it do? It will just push the child to the left corner. So what happen if I just push this child from left and right? So what happened? It will come to the center. Now I have to give this some padding also. So the padding is from bottom. Okay. Now You can see we have achieved all the goals. Now you can see there is some extra thing, right? Because we have give the leading only, so we can also give from left and right. So we can write padding from horizontal, so it will provide the spacing from left and right. So you can see we have achieved and we have completed this UI. So now I want to write something in this enter your mobile number, right? As you can see, I can type any capital letters, any numbers, right? So first of all, the validation should be the keyboard is of type mobile number. So what I'm going to do, I'm just giving the property keyboard type to number pad. Okay, so I'm just running. Now I will click on the text field. So as you can see, then the keyboard is now of type font pad. I want to check some validations. As I write something, right, it is taking infinite numbers. We have to restrict it to the 10 digit. I just going to login view model. As you can see, any changes we are doing in this text field, it will save automatically to the mobile number when the value is set in this field. So what we have to check, we have to check if mobile number length is 11. Entering the 11th digit, you will put the old value. So what I'm going to do, I'm just writing mobile number equals to old value, and I'm just running the app. As you can see, I'm just writing my number. As you can see, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 0. And if I press any key, now it is not working. Now if I cross the button, it is working fine. So I can write only 10 digit number. Now what if when I click on proceed button? So as you can see, I have used text, right? So what we can do, we can easily write here on tab gesture. We on tab gesture, we have to perform some calculations. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm just going to login view model and writing a function check mobile number. Okay, here what we do, we will send the OTP to our number. So what I'm going to do, I'm just taking @ published, right, OTP send, and its value is by default false. When I call this function, the OTP sent would be true. Okay, what I'm going to do, just below this, I'm just writing when the OTP value should be true, I have to show the field for OTP. So what I'm going to do, I just write if login view model dot OTP sent. Okay, when the value is true, then you have to bring a text field. Okay, that will say enter OTP, and the text should be, I have to give some OTP values text. So what I'm going to do, I'm just write here @ published where entered OTP, and this is string, right? So I just write here $view model dot entered OTP. Okay, and I have to use a divider also, and I have to give some padding also. So I just write this thing. Okay, so on tab, I have to check the OTP, right? So what I'm going to do, I just write login view model dot check mobile number. Okay, now just run the app. What will happen? So as you can see, so the divider is also shown when the login OTP is true, right? So I'm just pasting it into the if scope. Okay, now I'm just writing the 10 digit number. When I click on the proceed, so as you can see, when I click on proceed button, the OTP send value become true, and you can see the enter OTP.